Hello everyone, it's Theme Park Avenue, I am Eric, and today's ranking list is one I have not done in a very long time, my top 10 theme parks in the world. You may not know this about me, but I love theme parks, and I have a whole channel about them. So I'm going to be ranking my favorite ones today. I should note roller coasters are the most important aspects of a park for me, but a lot of other things like theming and just overall enjoyment is really what's most important for me. When I have a fun time at a theme park, that's when I rank it really high. So, let's begin the ranking. Starting off this list at number 10 is Legoland, Florida. This is one of the parks closest to my house, and I love this place. It doesn't have big roller coasters, they're all small, family-based. The entire park, it's really mainly meant for like kids. It's a family park, and I get a lot of enjoyment out of it despite not being very young. I do like Legos a lot, that's part of the reason why I really enjoy this park, but the rides are great. It's a charming park. Pretty much every ride is good and enjoyable. It's not like revolutionary rides, but the dark rides here are an absolute blast. Lost Kingdom Adventure is a favorite of mine. The Dragon roller coaster is really great. And walking around the park is just really nice and pleasant. There's good music in the park. I enjoy some food options. Any trip here is just really fun. Even though there's not really many attractions I like rush to, it's a park I really enjoy spending time in. Number 9. Six Flags Over Texas. My trip here, I really enjoyed it, and I had it ranked much higher. I love mini roller coasters. I think New Texas Giant is a fantastic ride. I love Mr. Freeze, Titan, Shockwave, and a lot of the family coasters are actually really great. And since I love roller coasters, I definitely knew I would rank this above Legoland. However, the thing that holds us back is that the park's layout's not that great, kinda hard to get around. Finding Titan the first time was a bit of a struggle, and I also was not so great at finding some other rides. Maybe that's my fault, but I had a bit of a struggle getting around the park. Crowds were not huge, theming is okay here, but it's really just some great rides that make this one a very good park. Number 8 is Islands of Adventure in Orlando. Honestly, I'm not normally a big fan of these resort-type parks that have a lot of big budget rides and dark rides. I normally have an issue with them and I'm not really blown away. I don't love the Disney parks and Universal Studios. I don't think there's a lot of great rides. Islands is the exception to this. I love the rides at Islands. The water rides are world-class. Hulk is actually an incredible roller coaster. The theming is the best of any park I've been to. While there are some themed areas better at like Studios, the overall bizarre, wacky, fun theming is much better at Islands. I like Spider-Man, it's my favorite dark ride in the world. There's a lot of great rides here. There's a few duds. The Seuss Landing area is not great, but you don't need to spend time in that area. And even on a crowded day, you can see a lot of great stuff. This is just a really fun park to go to, there's a lot to enjoy. Wizarding World's great, Marvel Superhero Island's my favorite one. There's just some fantastic areas, and this is definitely one of my favorite theme parks. I'm not normally a huge fan of the resort type place, but I always have a blast coming here. Number 7, Canada's Wonderland. This one has possibly the most underrated coaster collection, because a lot of people hate the Vekomas and the wooden coasters, and while some are bad, I hate Flight Deck and Time Warp, I love some of these rides. The Bat, Mindbuster, Wild Beast even, I think there's some really great rides here. Everyone in my family disagrees that Mindbuster's good, but I like Mindbuster a lot. And the top roller coasters are fantastic. There's some nice theming here, it's a pleasant aesthetic when it's not too crowded. And when I went, it was not crowded at all because the weather looked really bad. But it ended up being very nice, so I was really enjoying, not having a lot of people there. And that is what I loved most about my trip there. It was just a pleasant place to walk around, go on some rides, and just have a great time. Number 6, another Cedar Fair park, is Kings Island, and I think in most ways Kings Island is much better than Canada's Wonderland. It has a bit of a stronger collection of family rides, and the roller coaster collection is much better. You have Diamondback, my favorite B&M Hyper, Banshee, favorite B&M Invert, The Beast, still a really good wooden coaster in my opinion. They removed Firehawk, and I have missed out on a few great rides in recent years, but it's a really great park. There's a lot to see, some nice terrain, easy to get around. You'll have a blast coming here. It's like Cedar Point in a lot of great ways. And it's just a really fun park. There's not a whole lot of specifics to go into. Great roller coasters, great rides, Great for families, people of all ages will enjoy a trip to Kings Island. Number 5, barely edging it out for me, is Carowinds. I think Kings Island honestly is the all-around better park, but I enjoyed my time in Carowinds more. Partially because I'm much more into roller coasters and a lot of other things, and Carowinds does excel in that aspect. Some amazing rides here. There's a few that are not like amazing, honestly. Nighthawk is less than stellar. I actually like Vortex, but it's really Fury, Intimidator, and Afterburn that are the best rides. I've not been on Copperhead Strike yet, but besides that, I like getting around this park. There's a nice aesthetic to it, not very crowded. Some pretty good food options, honestly. I was not expecting that. But I really enjoyed coming here, and I think it's a bit of an underrated one. A lot of people love the park, but it really is more than just the top roller coasters. I had a blast here. There's so much to do. I just like the whole location, being on the border of the Carolinas. Great concept, and it's just a really fun park to be in. Number 4, now we're really at my absolute favorites, Six Flags Magic Mountain. Definitely my favorite Six Flags park. The roller coaster collection outmatches all theme parks except one that I've been to. Twisted Colossus is a great RMC hybrid. It always jeweled when I rode on it. I like Full Throttle a lot. X2 is a great 4D roller coaster. Tatsu is an excellent flying coaster. The supporting lineup of Riddler's Revenge, Batman the Ride, Superman Escape from Krypton, and Goliath, really great. There's 19 roller coasters here, I believe, and it's just amazing. So many fantastic roller coasters. However, besides that and a nice location, there's not a lot to the park, and that's why it doesn't rank as high as the top 3 that have a little more to them than just great roller coasters. There's not a lot of thrill rides, and the ones there are decent at Magic Mountain. It's a great park, no doubt, but it just doesn't quite stack up against my top 3. And number 3, call it bias, Busch Gardens Tampa, my home park. I've been here by far more than any other park. My most recent visit on spring break was very crowded, but that allowed me to truly understand how great a park this is. The animal encounters are great. It's a bit of a zoo in a theme park, but it's also very out in the open. The train ride allows you to see the animals closer. There's tons of animals here, elephants, giraffes, zebras. If you like animals, you will definitely enjoy this park. The roller coaster collection is fantastic too. I love Montu, Sheikah is great, Kumba's fantastic, Cheetah Hunt's a very good ride, and the supporting lineup is pretty good too. Once Iron Gwazi opens, this might take number 2. For now, it's not open though. I like the food here a lot, honestly. Some don't talk about it much, but I think the food is really great. I think the things that stand out here are roller coasters, animals, nice theming overall, very easy to get around layout. Falcon's Fury is an amazing drop tower, my favorite in the world for sure. There's just a lot of fun to be had here. I have no issues with this park, and every aspect you would want in a theme park is at least here and good. What a great place. Now for number 2. And this is one that few of you have probably gone to, and many probably have not heard of. Tivoli Gardens. I've made videos on this park before. It is pretty much the best in the world. It's the inspiration for Walt Disney World, and the second oldest theme park in the world. There's only 4 roller coasters like Legoland, and they're pretty good, but they are not what make the park great. What makes the park great is that combined with amazing dark rides. And even though they're not high budget, they look amazing and are so much fun. The greatest flat rides and thrill rides in the world, without a doubt. Amazing food, normally low crowds, unbelievable atmosphere and theming. Like, the charm here is off the charts. Incredible location in the city of Copenhagen, Denmark, which is one of my favorite cities in the world. So much to see and do. Lines were not normally long. There was not a single second I felt was wasted on this trip. It's such an amazing park. I only spent 1 day here. I really want to go back soon. This is honestly the park that I think of when I think what most people describe Disney as. Because I didn't have a whole lot of the magical experience at Disney when I went, but Tivoli Gardens is the park that filled those shoes. And now, before number 1, a few honorable mentions that did not quite make the cut. We have Six Flags Great Adventure. El Toro, King the Cot, and Bazaar were all closed. I missed out on most of the best rides. That whole area was closed. The theming's nice and roller coasters are good. but it doesn't rank any higher than this. Also, gotta note Knott's Berry Farm. That one has some great stuff. A lot of rides were closed when I went. I didn't get on like Calico Mine Ride or any of the really well themed stuff. The theming here is fantastic, and it's a great park, but it's not quite in the top 10. And the other Six Flags Over Georgia. Some great roller coasters and some charming theming overall. Wasn't quite enough to make the cut, but very, very close. And now number 1, Cedar Point. This should come as a shock to no one who knows me, because this is easily my favorite park. The roller coaster collection is the best in the world, with 4 roller coasters in my top 10. That's just me though, I like Millennium Force a lot. After that, you have Raptor, Gatekeeper, Valraven, and so much more. Amazing roller coaster lineup here. To add to that, the location is beautiful, and theming here is pretty good. The layout is the best in any park. Some of the food options are amazing. There's a lot of rides here, more than any other. Some great like kids rides, family rides, thrill rides. Max Air is fantastic. It's just a really, really great park. There's nothing wrong with it. Every visit here is fantastic, and I love coming here. Definitely my number 1. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time.